In this video, I will be reviewing these Edifier R1280Ts bookshelf active speakers. In my review, I'll be covering the following aspects. First, I'll be doing the unboxing of these speakers. Second, I'll be talking briefly about the main differences between the R1280Ts and the R1280T from Edifier also. Then, I'll be talking about the build quality and the cables. And I'll be talking also about the controls and the inputs and connections of these speakers. And of course, I'll be doing a sound test also of these speakers. So feel free to jump to any section you want in this video. So let me start first with the unboxing of these speakers. I'll be zooming in so that you can see better. So this is the box that the speakers came in. When you do the unboxing, always, if you're using a cutter, just barely open it so that you don't scratch anything inside the box. So this is what I'm doing here. So this is a protection for the speakers, and these are the speakers. This here is a passive speaker, and this is the active one. So this is everything that comes with the speakers. I'm gonna talk about the cables later on and about the remote control, of course. Let me continue now by talking about the differences between the R1280Ts and the R1280T from Edifier. I'm gonna cover the main differences only. So this is here the back of the R1280Ts, and you notice you have a subwoofer out, whereas the R1280T doesn't have a subwoofer out. So this is one of the main differences. The second one is in the specifications. Even though the two set of speakers have the same drivers, like they have both 4-inch driver for the woofer and a 13mm driver for the tweeter, the frequency range that is covered by the R1280T is only from 75 Hz to 18 kHz, whereas the frequency range that is covered by the R1280Ts is from 52 Hz to 20 kHz, and this is a big difference. The second also difference is that you notice here, I'm gonna turn the speaker on. You notice here that on the R1280Ts, you have an LED light. Of course, it turns on when the speaker is on. The one on the R1280T is a solid green, and the volume knob on the R1280T doesn't also work as an on-off button like the R1280Ts. Notice that the LED light is turning off here, so I can turn on and off the speaker from this button here. On the R1280T, I cannot. And the second difference is also that here you have an LED light on the R1280Ts, whereas on the R1280T you don't have an LED light. And the remote control is also different. So I don't have the remote control from the R1280T to show it to you, but this one is different. Let me first remove everything on the remote control so that you can see it better. So notice here on the remote control you have these on and off buttons, and these here are for something called sound feed spatializer. And the sound feed spatializer is a feature that is for the R1280Ts and not for the R1280T that doesn't have this feature. Basically, this feature airs the sound a little bit. I personally don't like it, so I keep it turned off. Let me touch now on the build quality of the R1280Ts speakers. As I noticed that these speakers are really well built. There is no fault anywhere on the speakers. They are made of MDF wood. They feel solid, and they are really well painted, and everything is well aligned. The controls are well aligned. Also the inputs on the back are well aligned. The input plate here is very good integrated, and everything is well done. And on the bottom of the speakers, you have these rubber feet so that you don't scratch the surface of your desk when you slide the speakers. Talking about the build quality, let me talk a little bit about now the cables of these speakers. I'm gonna put the speakers aside so that you can see the cables. So these are the cables that come with the speakers. You have first a 3.5 millimeter jack to RCA for the speakers, and this is mainly if you want to use like the headphone output of your TV or also the audio output of your PC, you can use it for the speakers. You have an RCA to RCA also cable provided, and this is the speaker connecting cable. So this cable connects the active speaker to the passive speaker. Let me talk now about the controls of these speakers. So all the controls are on the main speaker. You have on the back of the speaker your main on-off button. So this is to turn the speakers on or off. And you have on the side here also 3 buttons. So these 3 buttons are from bottom to top. This one is for the volume. And the nice thing about it is that it has like ticks so that you can feel the volume increasing or decreasing. And it also acts as an on-off button, as I showed before. So you have to long press it to turn the speakers on or off. And this button here is for the bass. So also a good thing that this button has like a stop in the middle, so you can adjust the bass without looking at it. And this button here is to adjust the treble. And also it has a stop in the middle, which is a very nice thing. And also you can control the speakers with this provided remote control. So on the remote control you find your on-off button, and you find your mute and volume up and down, and the sound feed spatializer buttons, which are one for on to turn it on and one for off to turn it off. When you receive the speakers for the remote control, you need to remove this plastic here spacer so that the remote control works. So this one is to protect the battery in the remote control. So let me talk now about the inputs of these speakers. These speakers have 2 RCA inputs. So this is line 1 and this is line 2. And you cannot switch between line 1 and line 2. There is no button to switch between them. So whatever is playing on each one of them, it will play. So if you connect 2 devices at the same time, they will play at the same time. And also you have on the back of the active speaker here, the connections for the passive speaker. So this is to connect the active speaker to the passive speaker. Connect the gold color to the plus here and connect the silver color to the minus here. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna do this right now. And I'm gonna connect the gold color here to the plus. Just push it down and put it in and make sure it is tight. And here also, this is the silver color. And make sure that on the passive speaker here, you connect the same colors. So connect the gold to the plus, which is the red one, and connect the silver to the black. So these are the speakers connected now. And also for the inputs, outputs of these speakers, you notice here that you have a sub out, and it is mentioned on Edifier's website that the sub out is intelligent, and as soon as you plug in here a subwoofer, the crossover in the speakers will function directly. So this was for the inputs and outputs and connections of these speakers. Let me talk now about the specifications of these speakers. These speakers have 2 drivers. I'm gonna remove the mesh grill here so that you can see the drivers. It's very easy to remove it. Just pull it out and it is removed. And you notice here that the speakers have the tweeter, which is 13 millimeter tweeter, and the woofer here or mid woofer that is 4 inches. And you have your bass reflect port, which is on the front of the speakers. The output power of these speakers is 21 watts each one. So combined they are 42 watts RMS. And as I mentioned before, that they cover a frequency range from 52 Hz to 20 kilohertz. So let me now connect these speakers to my computer and perform a sound test. Of course, the sound test should be taken with a grain of salt because it goes through different stages until it reaches you. So it goes through my microphone, it goes through your speakers, and it goes also through YouTube compression. But nevertheless, it will give you an idea about how these speakers sound. So let's start the sound test.
Know you've been a good friend, and that's in the thick and thin, and I know it's never gonna end. 'Cause you've been a good friend. Know you've been a good friend, and that's in the thick and thin, and I know it's never gonna end.
As a summary, I want to say that these speakers really sound amazing. And it's not that they sound amazing for the price only. They sound amazing, period. So you can compare them also to like much more expensive speakers and they will hold their part. So this is for the sound quality. So on music and on gaming, and even I tried them on my TV and they sound really very good. They are crisp. They don't distort, not one bit, and on all frequencies, like they sound good. On top of the excellent sound quality, what I also like about these speakers is that they come with all necessary cables so that you can connect them to like your PC or your TV or even your turntable if you have one. And they also come with a nice remote control. It's a very good upgrade from the remote control of the R1280T. Now, if I want to talk a little bit about the disadvantages of these speakers, is the limited inputs that they got. They only have 2 RCA inputs. But this can be corrected if you want to like the same sound quality. You can get the R1280DBS, which has a multitude of inputs. And by the way, if you want to see my review of the R1280DBS, please look in the description and you will see the link of my review of these speakers. So I want to thank you all for watching my video, and I hope that I helped you a little bit like in deciding if you want to purchase these speakers or not. In my humble opinion, you cannot go wrong with these speakers. They are really good. So if you like this video, please share it, subscribe to my channel, and give this video a thumbs up.